All right, so we have been talking about different types of equations. We did adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. They all involved one step, one thing to do. Either add, subtract, multiply, divide. But now we're going to talk about some that have multiple steps. Now, these can become increasingly complex. And if you have looked inside of that foldable, you'll see that the two highest levels, I'm not going to work out with you. I have examples there for those of you who like a challenge and would like to look at those examples and work those, but I'm not expecting everyone to get there. Only a few select people will be able to accomplish those in 6th grade. Now, by the time you get to 8th grade, that will be an expectation, and you'll be able to do it without any problem. But it is a process to get there. But the good thing about these is that I have no new information for you. Nothing that I'm going to show you today is new. It's just taking what we've done, all the different steps that we've been doing, putting them together, and coming up with answers. So nothing that I'm going to show you is something you have not already learned how to do. It just becomes complex because we have a lot of things to put together. So let's start with the simple ones that I do expect each person in here is able to accomplish. So this is the basic that we had before. These steps are all the same, except for I really probably would not at this point box the X, and I actually think I took it off of yours, but I forgot to take it off of mine. So I probably would not draw a box around it because you can, but I think it's actually going to confuse you more than anything else. But all the rest of this still applies. Now, I added this to the top of your notes. This tells you, this is kind of like your order of operations, only this tells you what order to solve your algebra problem in. Okay, so the acronym is Don't Call Me After Midnight, which I like, it helps me remember it. So here are the steps. First, we use the distributive property. So if there is anything that looks like the distributive property, we're going to solve that first. Then we're going to combine any like terms. That's the call part. So any like terms that we have. The next step says me or move the variable. What that means is that if you have variables on both sides, which you will on some of these, you have to put them all on one side. So you'll move the variable, and then you do any adding and subtracting problems and any multiplying or dividing problems. So you start with the most complex problem, and as you work down, by the time you get to the end, you'll have a pretty simple problem. Okay? But we're not going to have to do all of that today. But I want you to know what the steps are. So this is basic 2 steps. What I'm about to show you, this level 1 and level 2 that are in your notes, are the 2 levels I expect everyone in here to accomplish. Okay? So let's start with level 1. These are, we're going to follow these same steps, and these are the kinds of problems. So work this with me. So the first one says 5x plus 9 equals 34. Now, the first question is, let's go through our list. Do we have anything to distribute? Is there any distributive property? No distributive property, right? It would have a parentheses and a number outside of parentheses. So no distributive property. Do we have any like terms to combine? No like terms to combine. We don't need to worry about the moving the variable then because we have it all on one side. So our next step is add and subtract. So what's our first step we're going to do on this problem?
We're subtracting.
We're subtracting what?
5. 9.
We're subtracting 9. Does everybody see that? Our first step is to get rid, because remember our ultimate goal is to get x all by itself on one side. Well, we don't want to get rid of the 34. We want to get rid of whatever's on the same side as the x. And what's on the same side is the 9. So that's what we want to get rid of. So our first step is to subtract 9 from each side. This follows, and line up your equal sign. That is still super helpful. And I still want you to do that. Because as they become more complex, it becomes more important to have your organization. Okay, so we're going to subtract 9 from each side. Does everybody understand why we're subtracting 9? because we're trying to get x by itself. Very good. And we're not subtracting 34 because that would just give us equal to 0. That's not our goal. Our goal is to get x by itself. So we're subtracting 9 from each side. Draw your line across. This is why that organization, when I was first showing this is why it's so important that you write the steps this exact way, because it's much easier to see. So what's left on the left-hand side is 5x. And then we have plus 9 minus 9. That's gone. Equals, and then we have our math part. 34 minus 9. What is that?
25.
25. Now we're not finished because x is not by itself. So now we have a multiplication, right? So we're down on this after midnight. So we're at the midnight part. So we're multiplying and dividing. So we're going to get rid of our multiplication. How do we get rid of our multiplication?
By dividing.
We divide. Adina's with me today. Divide each side by 5, because that's what we're trying to get rid of. Cross out the 2 5s. So over here we have x equals 25 divided by 5 is 5. All right, so let's look at the next one. Do we have any distributive property?
Wait.
No distributive property. Do we have any like terms to combine?
No.
Nope. Do we have a variable to move? No, because we didn't have any like terms. Okay, so line up your equal sign. And the first step is here under after, add and subtract. So what are we going to add or subtract? Let's start with that. Add or subtract? We're going to add. And what number are we going to add?
15.
15, right? So we're adding 15 here. And we're adding 15 here. So we bring down the 2x because we didn't use it yet. Cross that off. Equals 30. If we take away 31, add 15, opposite operation. So we're going to subtract. What's our answer going to be? Negative 16. Very good. So now we have just one step left to go. It's multiplying, so we're going to divide. Dividing by 2. X equals negative 16 divided by 2 is negative 8. Okay? Is it getting better?
Yes.
It's really not. It just looks hard. Okay, let's go to the last one. Do we have any distributive property?
Yes.
Yeah, so our first step is to distribute, right? Okay, so we have 4 times x. That gives us 4x plus 4 times 10 is 40 equals 48. Just copied it down. Okay, now do we have any like terms to combine? Nope. Do we need to move the variable? Nope. How about adding and subtracting?
Yes.
We're adding,
We're subtracting.
well, it's already having 40 added, right? So we're going to subtract 40. For x equals 8. Divide both sides by 4. Unfortunately, I ran out of room. I don't like that. Makes it messy. X equals what? 2. Circle your answer. This is why, too, it's so important to circle your answers, because you see how it could get really confusing. There are all kinds of numbers on there. This is also why it's so important to keep your work really organized. Okay, so on the first step, we don't have anything to distribute, but we do have like terms. So we're going to do those first. Remember, line up your equal sign. That really, really will help you all throughout. Okay, so we're going to add 3x plus 5x. That will give us 8x minus 9 equals 55. Remember way back in when we were doing order of operations, how I kept stressing just copy everything you didn't use? Because I was preparing you for this. Because this is when it really counts. Okay, so do we have anything to move? No, we would need to get both on the same side and we're all good. So now our next step is to add and subtract. Are we going to add or subtract? Add what?
9.
Very good. Add 9. 8x equals 55 plus 9. What's that?
64.
Very good. What's next? Divide. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. Again, I ran out of room. X equals 64 divided by 8 is 8. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Do we have anything to distribute? No. Nope. Okay, any like terms to combine? Yes. Let's combine them. 2x plus 10x gives us, very good, 12x. And then we have minus 15 plus 6. What's that? Okay, hold on a second. So we did 2x plus 10x, right? We combined those. And then we have this negative 15, because remember there's no such thing as subtraction. We have this negative 15 and a negative 6. What does that give us? Negative 9. You with me? Okay. And then equals 15. And now it just becomes a regular two-step like we did the last time. So we're going to add 9 to each side. And we have 12x equals 15 plus 9 is divide by 12 on each side. X equals
2.
How many people think they could do the third one without assistance? All right, give it a try. Go as far as you can. Remember, the third one has a distributive property first. So do that first. And just see how far you can get. Okay? So look, so you get here, and you have 8 over 14. Okay? The bottom doesn't divide evenly into the top. As a matter of fact, it's just going to be a fraction answer. So how many people got to here where it said 8 over 14 and then got confused? Okay, look, you were there. You were there. You just needed to finish it. You just needed to trust yourself. And remember, too, you can go back and substitute the answers back in. Good. I'm really proud of y'all.
We're smart.
Okay, so let's just talk about these steps. I gave you them entirely worked out. But so, for instance, on the first one, okay, we have distribute. There's nothing to distribute. Combine like terms. So you would combine these two on this side. There's nothing to combine over here. So you would end up with 5x plus 3 equals 36. 36 plus 6x.
No.
Okay, that's the first step. And then we have to put the x's both on the same side. And it really doesn't matter whether you put them on the right or on the left. So you'll combine those. And then it becomes the same kind of problem that the others were. You see, at some point it's going to become a problem that you've already done if you keep going. Same thing here. This one is just more complex. It just has more pieces. You just combine like terms. So you would combine these two, you would combine these two, and then you move them so they're both on the same side. This one has 3 numbers inside of it, or 3 terms inside of it, I should say, that you have to distribute them on. But again, it's not hard. It's just combining them. Okay, the last section, and honestly, some of what I have given you guys on Schoology, if you're doing the, not Schoology, if you're doing the challenge on Learning Farm, they actually have problems like this. And I will tell you, this one right here is not nearly as hard as it looks. Because it confuses people because, oh my goodness, it's got something on top of a fraction and something below it. But all you really have to do to get rid of that is multiply everything times -3. I'll show you the first step because in a minute, some of you, this is going to help with what you're about to do. So the first step would be to multiply this side by -3 and this side by -3. Well, if we do that, what's left over here is just 5x minus 10. And then this is just -7x times -3. What is that? 21x, right? And since they're both negative, it's positive. And then it's not such a hard problem. You can move the 5x over here underneath the 21. So we have negative 5x. Sorry, minus 5x. That's easier for you to understand. 5x. So we get negative 10 equals 21 minus 5 is 16x. And then you divide both sides by 16. Okay. The last one, it's also not as hard as it looks, because if you multiply, and you can see in my notes, I multiplied 2/3 times 9x. Well, if you think about that for a second, if you multiply like this, use our shortcut, that's 1 and 3, so that's just 6x. You see? You see how it works out easier than you think it's going to. That's why this statement right here, when you don't know what to do what you know to do. That's where that statement can help you. And then you keep going on that one. But like I said, if you can get these, more power to you. But I don't really expect everyone to get there, only a few people.
It's like an 8th grade standard.